I was trying to move fast here to get this thing up on the trailer. I got some pile of weight on this right now. So I'm trying to get foundation rock for the new part of the gatehouse, and large stones are easier to use. They take up more space, but I've got some heavy one on the trailer right now, and I'm trying to get the weight forward over the axle. Oh. There, I think that's all I can carry in this load. I'll come back and get another one here in a few minutes. Here's a look at the size rock I move sometimes with this wagon, and that one weighs a lot. And all I have down here is that little tiny axle supporting this wagon. So I don't know how this thing stays together, but so far so good. I'm going to take this one up to be part of the foundation. Okay, now I have to unload this rock. I'm always worried as it goes back to the back of the trailer here that it breaks something with the weight of it. But I think all I can do is try to roll it off quickly. Excellent. That'll probably replace that stone there in the foundation, because it looks like the other side's a little bit higher over there. I'll have to see, but we need rocks to go across there. Okay, so I have a pretty big stone there on this end already for the foundation, but I notice now that this seems to be the highest ground over here, and this corner here seems to be lowest. And then we have that corner and that one over there that seem to be pretty level with one another. So I think I'm going to move the big rock that we just brought up into this corner, and then move this one over across the bank over to there, and hopefully that'll make for a level log going this way. And then I just have to maybe build this one up here in the front to match this big rock, and I can get my log running level this way. Once we have this all leveled out, that's one of the hardest parts here with doing the foundation work, because you want to start with a level structure. It keeps things from falling over as your structure gets taller and larger. I got to get this brush out of my way, and then I've got to landscape this a little bit to flatten it out. There's no sense of me doing a foundation over a bunch of uneven ground. It just makes my problems worse. Okay, after measuring 8 feet from where I want my cornerstone over here, I have to come into this bank some in order to get my cornerstone sunk in over here on the back end of this. So that's going to work actually well for this project, digging this more into the bank over here. But it's going to take a little bit of effort while I dig this side out. And then once I've dug all that out, I've got to landscape it flat again. And we'll see where we're at after that's done. Like they say, the foundation work tends to be the hardest for all of these reasons. Setting up a good foundation to build off of is pretty labor intensive. Okay, with a few minutes work at this, you can start to see how I'm leveling this bank off over here, that it's a sharp edge there. And I'm raking my material out this way to fix my path coming off of my little trail here that I'll be able to come up and into the entrance of this building. And then And I'll stop and take a measurement in another minute and see that I'm 8 feet again across here. Okay, I'd say I have this pretty flat over here now. So I'm going to move my cornerstone over. I got sidetracked here tonight. I've got the wagon, so I really should be just hauling rock up here and not actually building this, but alright, so that'll go somewhere over there. It's the most fun of all, driving my machine here. Here's our building site. What a racket that trailer makes back there. Okay, right here I found a great foundation stone. And that's because it's nice and flat on both this side and the upper side here. So it's going to sit nice and flat for my logs to run across. Doesn't really matter what the shape is outside of that. So you can see it's got a bit of an odd shape from this side. But the main thing is that it has those flat surfaces and the rock itself will sit nice and flat. Now I've just got to get it up onto the trailer. I paid a price to get this one. I'm getting it like 20 feet through the trees there, out to the wagon. My level over there reads level right now between these two larger rocks that I've put in. And now I'm going to check this here. This will be the first time I've tried pulling this across the driveway. And there, the other log caught it. If I bring that to there, you can see how it's going to hook in with the structure over this side. And then we're going to see if this here is level. And if this is level, we're doing awesome. Our first log will slide right in there. And no, unfortunately we're down about an inch here. So I think I'm going to have to bring this up about an inch in height on this corner to match that, because if I try to do another layer of logs, I'm going to end up too high over here on my structure by the time I get a log laid this way and then again going that way there. So we're going to have to raise this big one up even higher, and then we're going to catch this first log on our first main beam that we run across there. Now to gain that inch, all I'll probably do is get a wider diameter tree to go across there. Something that's got maybe 6-inch diameter, and that'll do what I need it to, and it'll make a nice foundation post. Okay, so we're back at it for another day here, and I just noticed I've got a stump here in my way that's going to prevent me from getting my stone in here straight across from the one out here on the front of our building. So I've been chipping away at this thing, trying to get it out of my way. It could be a real pain when you run into obstacles. Okay, so from there you can better see what it is I'm trying to line up with my rock out front here. has to come over here. It's got to sit right where this friggin' stump is. I've been at this for a little while. You can see it ran back this way, the trunk of it. This is the main part of the stump here, and this was a massive root coming underground here. And all I can do is keep slugging at it in here, hoping to break through, and then I'll pry that piece out. It feels now like I'm starting to get through it. Yeah, that felt good. Gonna be into rocks again here. Okay. Ah, yeah. Success. Awesome. Gives you some appreciation of the amount of work that goes into this. It's not just setting a couple rocks and leveling things off. There's a lot goes into preparing your area to do a foundation. It's time now to start placing stone over here. I'm going to put one here and one in the front, and then we're going to try to line up all of these stones to be level and level with the log that's coming across from the gatehouse. So, the fun begins. I've got this nice big flat rock to use in the back corner over here. Just got to think how I want to position it. That feels pretty good there. If you look here, that's going to be the key right there, is that rock. So that comes over here to the gatehouse where that log joins in. And when I pull that log across, I want this log to be nice and straight, right, and level. So I need to make sure that this log here is level on when it sits on that beam on top of that rock. And that's going to be my guide, is that when this here is level, then I can start branching out and leveling everything else with it. So I've had to reevaluate this here, and I've got two stones now in place. And when I put my level on this, it reads dead on level. So I know that I could build off of this, and I've got a level surface. And the problem was, when I pulled my log across the driveway, I actually had to raise it a considerable amount, more than what I would want to use with rock. Because if I start just building this here big foundation stone up with more rock, it becomes unsteady. And so it's better to just have one large stone here at the bottom and then go with log after that. I think this log here is going to give me the height that I need, that when I put this one back down on top of it, and then my gatehouse log, I'm hoping things will level up. But now if I go that route, it means that I'm starting with my first two logs running this way. And so now I have to get my other stone up here in this front corner, get a log across there, and then we'll try going this way, and we'll see if we can get all of this to level up. All right, I've now got two logs lined up across here. We're going to see now if this all levels out for me. So we put that one up here. Pretty good. And now the gate log comes across and sits here. Moment of truth. Oh, get the air out of my bubbles. Come on. There. Looks pretty damn good. I don't know if the camera can see it from there, but we're off only by a tiny bit. It says now that we're just a tiny bit high, but I can live with that. Okay, so you can see my level is perfect right there. That's between this rock and this rock. Move my level over to here. You can see we're pretty good there as well. And that beam is running into the gatehouse. So long as this one's level, we now have a cornerstone that we can build off of. We've got it leveled out to here. I've got to make sure that that's nice and level, and I've got to get another log across there that's level. Then I need to measure diagonally, corner to corner, and try to make sure that my building is square. And I also have a rope laid out here along with my gate beam. I have this rope here coming across, and that's to try to determine the angle of that building over there for this here pole, to make sure that they also line up. And it's pretty hard to tell. It's lined up on the camera, it's hard to tell. It's lined up pretty well with the rope right now, and I would say it's lined up with the beam pretty good. So we probably have this back angle well, and we have, again, our cornerstone is now leveled out over here. So everything else now should fall into place pretty well, so long as I have the right rock and right size diameter logs. Okay, fourth log going into place. I want to put the same diameter where the big diameter of this log is down here. I'm going to put the fat end of this log down here as well. Everything else so far looks level. We're going to put this on. We're going to check if it's level, and then we're going to start squaring up the structure. Perfect. Now, I might need my little guy to help me with this because I can't get an accurate read on these corners by myself with this measuring tape. So I think we'll probably stop there. We'll get this thing fixed up. Hardest part of the job is done right here, getting everything situated and level. And we did this using a very easy method for a rock foundation, which is just 4 rocks at the corners. And I may put some supports in underneath the middle of these as well, but I can build that up after I have everything here and situated and level. I can then always build rock up underneath it. And this is a lot easier than doing the whole foundation first and building it up and trying to level it like we did on our barn build. That one though, I really wanted to build a high foundation, so I think I was up about here. And in order to build a foundation out of rock that high, you really have to fit your rock together well. It's like a puzzle. And so if you want to get a look at a really in-depth project on a foundation, go back and look at our barn build videos, and you can see how I did the foundation for that. And then the other reason that this one doesn't need a really complicated foundation, it's number one, that it's not very high off the ground. It's also not a very large structure, so I don't need to put a lot of supports in around the middle. When I have a beam that wide going across there and here, it's going to support whatever weight I have to, put on top of this. So I think this is going to work out just fine. Very simple 4-rock design for a foundation. We'll fill in a little bit of afterwards, and then we're going to start building this up from here. Oh, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.